Welcome to the WNBA on Ultimate Sports Media and a marquee matchup under the Vegas spotlight tonight. Two of the league's most successful franchises over the last half-decade, plus two superstars, including one that continues to go further up the scoring list. Should more than likely take care of that tonight. The New York Liberty are in town to face the Las Vegas Aces. Current WNBA standings show the Liberty are just barely hanging on to a playoff spot in 7th place, 5 up on 9th place, and struggle a little bit in the regular season. Meanwhile, Vegas doing what Vegas does, positioning itself for another championship run, still so solid second behind Minnesota, who just won again tonight. It is going to be a monster showdown, stars abound, and plenty of excitement coming your way. The W is back on USM, and what a way to welcome it back. Good evening, everybody. I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house. Glad to have you along for what should be a most interesting matchup. Well, you know the superstars in this particular contest. A'ja Wilson, of course, for the Las Vegas Aces, the pride of Hopkins, South Carolina. And then Breanna Stewart. We mentioned that she's going to continue to go further up the record list tonight. 13 more points from Stewie tonight will see her past Candace Parker for 10th on the WNBA's all-time scoring list. Boy, UConn and Tennessee are always linked together, aren't they? Meanwhile, the Liberty are in a bit of a slump, and though they're in a playoff spot, struggling a bit heading into this showdown against the Aces. And you got the side acts, of course. So the star bigs, and you got the great guards, the point guard, if you will, Chelsea Gray for the Aces. And then Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina, a game so nice you had to say it twice, the former Oregon Duck, manning things for the New York Liberty. It should be one massive showdown, Liberty and the Aces. We'll send it to a blank screen, and when we come back, we'll have the opening tip from Sin City. It's the WNBA tonight between New York and Las Vegas. Back we are. Paulina Steer, Breanna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, Rebecca Allen, Sabrina Ionescu for New York. We've mentioned Wilson and Gray, Jackie Young, Nalissa Smith, Stephanie Talbot make up the rest of the starting five for the Aces. Becky Hammon, 5th season with the Aces, 3-time WNBA champion, a sterling record of 136 up and 51. And Chris DeMarco, in his first season guiding the Liberty, a 4-time NBA champion as an assistant when he was at Golden State, trying to guide the Liberty with a 16-12 record. Glad to have you with us tonight, wherever you may be accessing us this evening or early morning, depending on which part of the world you have decided to. Okay, so Liberty going with that old school look from the first year in the league, and it's they who control the tip, going from left to right as you listen to this game. And it will be the Liberty, and a great cutting pass to Brianna Stewart. And 2 points right off the bat for Stewie, and the Liberty lead it 2-0. Asia Wilson now up the floor she goes, top of the key. Now gets it to Gray. Gray, low block, hands it back to Wilson with Stewart on her. That's going to be the matchup all night long. Kick out, right corner three is canned. A 3-ball for the Aces. Smith at the corner, or Talbot at the corner, and it's 3-2. Here is Stewart on the right wing now. Stewart gives it back out to Astier. Astier, lob, Ionescu in the low post. That's not her strength. Double team, gets it back out to Jones. Jones back to Astier. 3 on the timer and knocks it down. And the Liberty lead at 5-3. Very early on in this one. Wilson pass a little bit too strong for Gray, and the Liberty have it going the other way. Here is Rebecca Allen. Allen top of the key, back to Ionescu with the left wing. 14 on the timer, 2-point Liberty lead. Ionescu a double team, back to Allen. Allen now gets it to Jones. Jones will fire. A little bit short, a little bit long on that 3. And the Aces, wearing red, have the rebound. Here is Wilson trying to drive in, and Wilson loses the ball, but I believe a foul was called on Stewart. So 95 seconds in to this one, and we have a foul, and it's free throws for Asia Wilson. First one up, and good. Well, there's not much that needs to be said. Anyone needs to be said that hasn't already been said about this 29-year-old sensation. 3 times a WNBA champion. Second free throw is good, and we are tied at 5 after 2 for the charity stripe for Wilson. Here is Astier. Now back to Jones. Jones, bounce pass to Ionescu. Ionescu now drew a double. Back over to Stewart. Stewart with 7. Stewart now double team. Pass deflected to Astier. All alone is Allen for 3. Good. When you make that many double teams, usually somebody's open, and it was Rebecca Allen open for the Liberty on that occasion, and they lead it 8-5. Here is Jackie Young. Kick out. Wilson, 3, and a brick off the right side of the rim, and into the hands of Stewart. Now to Ionescu with the left wing. Back it goes over to Stewart. Stewart now finds Astier. Astier now gets it back over to Jonquel Jones. In the paint, turnaround jump shot. Rims out no good. Rebound by Nalissa Smith. Smith now with it. Going over. Young, pull up. That's a short 3. I thought it was going to be a 2, but it was a... We'll call that a 3 for Jackie Young. And we are even at 8. Astier back the other way, and she gets fouled from behind by Gray. First foul on the former Duke University product. This game has lived up to the billing early. You figured it would be a fast electric start with the Stars doing their thing, and the role players are stepping up as well. So the first free throw up and good for Pauline Astier, the 24-year-old from Tarbes, France. Playing her first year with the Liberty, played in Europe for the first handful of years of her career, but now trying things in the W. Makes both free throws, and New York leads it 10-8. Young, quick release on a 3. Boy, the Aces waste no time going back up the floor, and it's a 3, and it's canned by Young. Now, working with it on the inner side, here comes Jonquel Jones with it now for the Liberty. Jones knifes in, no good, but a foul. And free throws coming up for Jonquel Jones. 32-year-old from the Bahamas. Played collegiately first at Clemson and then at George Washington. WNBA champion with the Liberty 2 seasons ago. And first free throw good. It just rattles in. 6-time All-Star. Second free throw is good, and the Liberty now lead by a score of 12-11. 6:48 to go first quarter, as you see on your screen. Young, boy, is she feeling it. Jackie Young with a green light and a timeout taken. Well, Jackie Young with the green light. And Jackie Y feeling it early. And the Aces lead it by a score of 14-12. My goodness, what a shot that was by Young. Aces lead it 14-12. It's a fast start in Vegas. Timeout. .637 to play first quarter. You see the score on your screen. 14-12 in favor of the Las Vegas Aces. Jackie Young, in the 19 wins that the Aces have, averages 19 points. It's just 13. 3-point field goal percentage. In the 8 losses, 18%. In the wins, 42%. Well, safe to say that it's a very good omen that she's off to the hot start that she is in this particular game. WNBA coverage continues tomorrow night at 7:30 from the nation's capital as Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings take on the Washington Mystics. Then Saturday, a doubleheader at 1. These Aces in Chicago to face the Sky. And then the Liberty. These Liberty will be in Phoenix to face the Mercury. And then Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, it's Indiana and Minnesota. So, big weekend of WNBA action as play resumes here. Ionescu driving, kicks it out. Jones fires a right wing three, short off the front of the rim. Rebound gathered in by Ionescu. A steer, eye-arcing three. Good. Nicely done. A steer with a three answer of her own. And the Liberty recapture the lead at 15-14. That was Allen, excuse me. Numbers mixed up there. That was my mistake. Corner three, a high arcer from Gray. That's off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds on the other side, and ball belongs to the Liberty. Again, 7th place entering tonight's action at 16 up and 12 down. Las Vegas at 19-8, second behind Minnesota. Cheryl Reeves' team, who, as we mentioned, won again tonight. Jones now to Ionescu of the left wing. Ionescu now to a steer. A steer kicks it back out to Allen. Allen went to lob. Jones. Wilson, though, does a good job of getting in the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds left side. 7 on the shot clock for the Liberty to work with when they inbound this basketball. Great job on the inbound. Rebecca Allen got free and lays it in. And it's a 17-14 game. And another whistle, and another fouls a steer went to get it out. But I'll tell you, great. It was knocked out of bounds. So here's Gray to trigger the inbound. Aces down by a 3-spot early on here. Young, now driving inside. She showed the outside, now shows the attacking prowess of her game. Aces to within 1 at 17-16. 11 points for Jackie Young, 11 of Las Vegas's first 16. Ionescu being guarded way back out near the near the half-court stripe. 8 seconds of the timer. This is Ionescu, a stumble and a foul. Go against Vegas, and the former Oregon Duck will go to the line. 28-year-old out of Walnut Creek, California. 4-time WNBA All-Star. Of course, the NCAA's all-time triple-double leader, Ionescu. Sub for the Liberty as Maureen Johannes comes in. French for French on that sub. Not a shooting foul, so no free throws. Inbound over to Stewart, now back over to Johannes, and then Jones had it blocked. Great work by Vegas defensively. Now the other way. Young on the accelerator. Kicks it back out. Gray on the right, on the left wing for 3. Nothing but net. And Chelsea Gray gives the Aces a 2-point lead. It's 19-17. 4:37 to play first quarter. Here's Ionescu trying to fire, and she does. Ionescu with an answer right back. 20-19 New York. 4:27 to play in the first. Now trying to work with it here. 4:18 to play in the first. Missed shot, and 3 no good. Now here goes Stewart. Floater off the rim, and it's no good. Rebound by Brianna Turner. Aces want to run. Here's Wilson. Wilson drive the paint. Ball slipped out of her hands. It's going to stay with the Aces. Last touched by a Liberty player. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Another sub coming in for the Liberty. This is Rebecca Gardner. Third-year pro out of UCLA. And Han Shu is also checked into the game. On the inbounds pass, and the Aces working a good inbounds pass in their own right. And they now lead it 21-20. Put it in. This is Stewart on the right wing. Stewart met at the rim. Wilson out of bounds. It'll stay with the Liberty. But the meeting at the Summit. And you give that one to the Vegas Star Big. What a treat to watch these two go at it. Here is Ionescu with 10 on the timer. Ionescu now back to Gardner. Gardner trying to drive in. Shot way off. Didn't even hit the rim, just hit the backboard. Here's Wilson now to Gray. Gray on the move. Gray. Oh, what a no-look pass. Brilliant pass inside. And a basket for the Aces. That's why she's called the point guard, folks. Brianna Turner with the finish, and it's a 3-point Aces lead. Now here is Han Shu. Now back to Ionescu. Ionescu, long 3, but a illegal screen. Offensive foul against the Aces, or against the Liberty. Just a sick, no-look pass by Chelsea Gray. And she'll go to the bench with 3:13 in the first, and her team up by a 3-spot. Aces have the basketball. Dana Evans now into the game. Evans, lob inside. Here's Wilson. Catch, shoot, and a miss. Liberty have it going the other way with Gardner. Gardner now trying to run the show. Gardner on the right wing. Went to the lob, but it was tipped, and it landed into the hands of Wilson. Wilson now gives it up to Evans. Evans on the left wing. 16 to shoot. Bounce past Wilson. Into the paint. Wilson drives. Knifes. No good, but she's fouled. Go to the line with 2:38 to go in the quarter. That's going to go on Shu there. 2:38 to go in the first quarter. A'ja Wilson averaging 26 points per game, the leading scorer of the WNBA. He's won the scoring title each of the last 2 years and on pace for a three-peat in that category. First free throw is good. Second free throw from Wilson is up, and it is good. 2:38 to play in the first quarter, and it's a 25-20 game. Liberty have the ball. Marine Fatou now checking in. She has the basketball. Here is Fatou, the right wing. Lob inside to Stewart. Stewart turn around, and the little 2-foot fadeaway did not go. Here come the Aces now back up the floor. This is Young. Young, deep three, why not? Bit of a heat check, missed that one. Stewart with a rebound. Stewart on the outlet pass. Fatou, now she'll try a three. That one rims out off the mark, rebounded by Wilson, as we're now inside of 2 minutes to play in the first. Here is Young. She's had the hot hand for the Aces in this opening quarter. Still has it, 7 to shoot. She might not give this up. She won't give it up. And scores the mid-range jumper. Jackie Young makes the basket. A 13-3 run for the Aces that's built the lead up to 7. Stewart top of the key. Stewart now trying to work her way around with 9 to shoot. Stewart at the WNBA logo in the paint. Fadeaway is no good, but there is a foul. And Stewart should go to the line. 31-year-old out of Syracuse, New York. All-time legend at Connecticut and a 3-time champion in the WNBA. 2-time WNBA Finals MVP. Makes the first. To believe, by the way, if you follow Colleen, it is really hard to believe that she is already 31 years old. And she's already in her 10th season in the league. That's rather amazing. Stewart makes both free throws. Minute 20 to go in the first. 27 to 22 lead for the Aces. Here come the Aces now with Evans on the right wing. Evans, pass deflected, intercepted. Here comes Stewart. Bounce pass. Great bounce pass. And Gardner, unmolested, lays it in. Fantastic basket there as we are now inside of a minute to play in the first. Here's Gray now up the floor. Gray working with it, 15 to shoot. Gray right wing, double team. Stewart got in the passing lane and picked it off. Liberty now trying to run with the basketball here. They go. Stewart gets the pass now from Johans. Here is Stewart with 13. Stewie with Wilson guarding. It wasn't Wilson, but it was a foul. Despite the miss, Brianna Turner the foul this time. And kind of has a disagreement with the official on that. And now it's free throws for Stewart, who has been on a heater in the last 8 games, averaging 27 points and 8 rebounds in that stretch. First free throw is good. Nothing but net. Second free throw, also good. It is a 1-point game. And just like that, the Liberty have gone right back in. If you like fundamental basketball, this might be a stat you love. The two teams in the first quarter combined 12 of 12 the foul line. Here is Gray on the left wing with 8 to shoot. Here's Chelsea Gray with 5. Gray, 4. Gray in trouble. Gray might have to put this up. Just throws up a prayer. Bounces around and it's no good. 10 seconds left. Here come the Liberty. Up to Stewart with 6. Stewart on the right wing. 4 seconds left. Stewart meanders left. 2 to shoot. Stewart in the lane. No good. Tip wouldn't go either. And that's the end of a very exciting opening quarter from Las Vegas. The Aces. Jackie Young was doing the damage early. And it's the Aces up 27-26. We've got the second 10 coming up in just a moment. This is Ultimate Sports Media's coverage of the WNBA. Second 10 minutes about ready to get it underway. 27-26 Aces, and it was the Jackie Young show for Las Vegas in the opening quarter. She scored 15 of her 27 points. She was 6 of 7 from the floor. The rest of the team just 3 for 8. Looks as if though she's going to start the second quarter on the bench, which is I'm sure good. Of course, you trust Becky Hammond. She knows more about basketball. She's forgotten more basketball in her pinky finger than most of us have learned in our entire body. So here we go. Aces up the floor, right to left. It's Dana Evans running the floor. Now it's over to Turner. Brianna Turner. Now Evans down back to Gray on the left block here. Gray kicks it back out. That's a long hierarchy three off the side. No good by Jewel Lloyd. The veteran couldn't connect. Rebounded by Allen. Here come the Liberty. Toe now over to Jones. Jones into the lane. Missed it. Had the rebound briefly loose. Oh, and then she just shoved Gray to the ground. Jones gets up in disbelief, but, I mean, at least from the first angle, it was pretty obvious that she just gave a chicken wing on the way down there. Maybe Gray sold it. Hey, it's a veteran to sell the move, and she points immediately before she even got up off her keister. So maybe it was a sell. Hey, you get those, I guess. You learn how to do so that with veteran. Anyway, Smith inside for 2 more at the other end. The Aces now lead it by 3. Liberty trying to come back at breakneck speed. Talbot. Jones. Top of the key. Jones. Spin. Jones attacking. Missing. Got her own miss. But then committed a foul in the process. So back we go with Aces, and that's now 2 quick fouls on Jonquel Jones. Perhaps some frustration on that. Here is Dana Evans with it now for the Aces. Gives it back to Lloyd. Lloyd. Turner. Smith cuts in and didn't quite score, but she does draw contact. So free throws for Nalissa Smith, the former Baylor Bear. 5th season in the W. 22 all-rookie first team. And she's with Indiana, the pride of San Antonio. And well short on the first free throw. WNBA champion with the Aces last season. All-rookie team in 2022. Here comes the second free throw. And will it be good? Answer is yes. Second free throw good. The Aces now lead it by 4. 8.5 to play in the first half. Here is Fatou with it. Fatou to Ionescu. Ionescu, a deep 3. Off the mark, no. Jones with the rebound. Jones fighting inside and draws contact and foul against, I believe they're going to call that on Smith. So Jones at the charity stripe. First free throw up and good. We've already mentioned our WNBA schedule. A lot of sports coming your way, and we'll do more about that, more of that as the show progresses. More promos. Jones with the second free throw. Again, only one missed free throw in the entire game. It was Nalissa Smith's first just a minute ago. Gray, well short on an off-balance mid-range jumper. Liberty pick up the loose ball. Here they go with Ionescu. Ionescu now over to Allen. Some good passing of the ball here. Here is Hanshu. 8 to shoot. Liberty could tie or take the lead on this possession, and we get a stoppage. Perhaps a foul away from the ball here. Yes, indeed, a foul away from the ball on the Aces. So Fatou, the inbounds pass. Jones now got it back to Fatou. Now here is Ionescu. Ionescu on the left wing. 5 to shoot. Here's Ionescu with 3. Ionescu across court. Jones, 1 to shoot. Jones is not going to get it off. Shot clock violation against the Liberty. Good defense there by the Aces. Now each team with 3 turnovers. 30 to 28 lead. Wilson to inbound. Gray gives it to Young, who has now re-entered the basketball game. Here is Gray to Wilson. Now a Young. Young drives and scores. Brilliantly done by Jackie Young. And a quick timeout. 7:20 to play in the second. And the Aces lead it 32 to 28. Soccer tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Soccer action. Hey, World Cup was fun. We got more action Saturday night. A treat for you. 2 of the best teams from USL League One square off as the Charlotte Independents face 1 Knoxville. That begins our summer of soccer, our August rush as all the new league seasons get cranked up and underway. Next weekend, first round of the League Cup, the Carabao League Cup, starting next Friday at 2:45 as Wolves host Port Vale. Then Saturday, August 8th at 10 a.m., West Ham against Portsmouth. And then Sunday, Mansfield against Sheffield United. We'll also have some games for the opening round of the championship, August 15th and 17th. Middlesbrough and Lincoln City on the 15th. And Monday the 17th, an all-Welsh game is newly promoted Cardiff host Wrexham. The Premier League begins August 22nd on the channel with Brentford against Tottenham. We'll also have Fulham against Chelsea on August 24th. And other soccer, we'll even dip our toes into other leagues once we get into September. September, we'll have Serie A. Our first Serie A game is September 6th with Juventus against AC Milan. And we'll even have in our first La Liga game of the season, scheduled La Liga game of the year, September 20th, the Madrid derby, Atletico and Real. Plus, we'll have plenty of action from the Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League. So, the footy is going to be very fun. We're going to keep it going for you here on USM into the season. So, as they're just about ready to come out of a break. So, Jonquel Jones, the only player to win WNBA MVP, Commissioner's Cup MVP, WNBA Finals MVP, and All-Star Game MVP. So, there's a statistic for you. Her team down by 4. Good passing inside, finding a cutting and trailing Rebecca Allen. Liberty back to within 2 as we do the 7-minute mark of the first half. Here's Jackie Young now for the Aces. Young gives it to Wilson. Wilson driving, spinning from 7, nothing but net. Silky smooth A'ja Wilson, that's why she's the best on the planet, many believe. And it's 34-30. Here is a steer. Now over to Jonquel Jones. Lob to Stewart off the glass. Pretty finish. If Wilson's not the best, it's probably Stewart. 34-32. Long outlet pass here. Young. And we get a foul here with 6:26 to play in the opening stanza. Glad to have you with us here tonight. Again, if you like what you are watching, or more importantly, hearing, well, there's a way you can help us out. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash the notification bell so you'll be notified your favorite events are coming on the air. And, of course, if you feel like leaving a comment in the chat section, do that as well. We'd like to hear from you. Wilson, catch and shoot is off the mark. Here comes Stewart. Running the floor now, gets it to Allen. Here's Ionescu on a drive. Ionescu, oh, what a brilliant move. Sabrina Ionescu with a nice scoop layup all the way to the 10, even at 34. Young now a bounce pass to Wilson. Wilson now gets it to Evans. 5 points now for Ionescu. 10 to shoot. Evans in traffic. Gray all alone, top of the key. Bullseye. How do you leave her that open? And Vegas back in front. 6-3 for the Aces. The 3-ball from Gray. Here is a steer. Now over to Stewart. Stewart drives and is fouled. Call there. The stars of NASCAR are off this weekend. The Cup Series returns 2 weeks from Sunday with a trip to the Midwest to the Iowa Speedway. Coverage of the NASCAR Cup Series Iowa Corn 350 again Sunday, August 9th at 3:30 Eastern. We're on USM. An off week for the Cup gang. Stewart makes the first free throw. Of course, getting close to the chase. Corey Heim Boy, what a sensation he is, winning at Indianapolis. Stewart misses the free throw. You don't see that often. As I say that in a Mike Joy tone, if you know, you know. You probably don't. Here is Gray. Gray with the basketball, 7 to shoot. Gray with 5. Now over to Young. 2 to shoot. Young just throws up a prayer. No good, but she got fouled. She's going to go to the line for 3. Will the veteran from Notre Dame? 28-year-old out of Princeton, Indiana. 8th-year pro out of Notre Dame, a 3-time champ, was the most improved player in 2022. So here is Young at the charity stripe. First one up and good. Here's the second free throw. That one is also good. Nothing but net. Now to make it 3 free throws. 3 for 3, and to make it a 5-point lead for the Aces. Got it. 5-point games, and you're the halfway point of the first half. This is Ionescu, a lob, and Jones got it. Boy, it looked like anybody was going to catch that for a minute. Here's Ionescu, a 3-ball, no good, and she's fouled shooting a 3. And Becky Hammond has to be like, you have to be kidding me. We just benefited from this, and now we commit the foul. What are we doing? So here is Ionescu at the free throw line. Spins the basketball, puts it up. First one good. Nothing but net, as you would imagine. 91% career free throw shooter. Second all-time in the history of the WNBA, behind only the great Elena Della Donna, who shot at a 94% clip. Second free throw good by Ionescu, and now third. And this would cut it to a 2-point deficit. Ionescu averaging 24 points, 5 assists in her last 6 games. 41% from 3 also in that stretch. Ionescu makes all 3, and it's a 2-point game at the halfway point of the second quarter. Here come the Aces with Gray. On the right wing, now gets it to Wilson. Wilson trying to spin. Nice uncontested move to the basket. Didn't get it to go, though. Rebound Stewart. Liberty could tie or take the lead. This trip down. A steer on the right wing. Now back over to Stewart. 14 on the timer. Stewart now looking for some help and gets it in the form of a steer. 7 to shoot. A steer on the drive. Spinning. Turning and missing the shot. Aces get the rebound. Here comes Young up the floor. Now it's Stephanie Talbot with it. Talbot now back over to Gray. Here's Talbot, a left wing 3 for the Australian, and down the hatch it goes. 5-point game. 43-38. 6 points for Talbot. Jones top of the key for New York. Stewart caught it with one hand. Turnaround shot left it short. Tap like a volleyball back over to Allen. Now Ionescu on the drive. Ionescu cuts and scores. Sabrina Ionescu with a nice cut to the basket and another layup. 3-point game in the second quarter. 43-40. Here is Chelsea Gray now for the Aces. Gray with 10 to shoot. Gray with 8. Kick out. Talbot for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Ionescu. Here is Ionescu. Top of the key. Gets it to Jones. Jones flips it inside to Stewart. And Stewart lays it in. Good job there by Stewart. That right side able to then squeeze it in off the glass. And it's a 1-point game again. 11 for Stewie. 43-42. Las Vegas leads. Here's Young. Young to Talbot. Kick out. 3. That one's good. Lloyd knocking down a triple. 46-42, 2:44 to play in the opening half. A 4-point game coming up at halftime. WNBA scores as well as other sports reports as a Steer drive to the basket, and it's 46-44 with 2.5 minutes to play in the opening half. Wilson stepped back at the free throw line, left that short. Stewart gets the rebound eventually. Now runs the show up the floor. Jones straightaway three, no good, and bounces into the hands of Young. Young now to Gray, 16 to shoot. Gray at the free throw line, now back over to Jackie Young. 9 on the timer. Young and draws the contact. And are we going to get continuation on that? I don't believe we are. Young wants it, but it's not the case. Minute 56 to play in the second, and now, did we just get a technical on Chris DeMarco? Maybe so. That's a big meeting there. I mean, a Steer is 5'10", and Wilson is 6'4", 195. I mean, that is quite a crunch there. My goodness. Tennis season rolls along. Sunday on the channel, it's the finals of the DC Open, the WTA and the ATP. Sunday, August 2nd. Action from the nation's capital for tennis. Of course, all leading up to coverage of the U.S. Open, which will get cranked up. Also, coming up with the tennis team, we'll have the Winston-Salem Open final for you on Saturday, August the 29th. And all leading up to that U.S. Open final weekend, final Grand Slam of the tennis season. So that's what's coming up on that end. Again, as we said earlier, coming up at halftime. A lot to talk about. Get you updated on what else is happening in the WNBA, as well as action tonight as well as other action, other news from the sporting world. Thursday night. Hard to believe it's the penultimate night of July. So as they're just about to come out with timeout among the famous dignitaries in the house tonight, former Super Bowl winning running back Marshawn Lynch. And who else we got here tonight? There's plenty of other dignitaries in the house as well. Somebody's going to have to give me a graphic. I don't want to pull a John Strong / Guy Mowbray and misidentify anybody. And they're not giving me the graphic. Oh, boy. Oh, well. Not the end of the world. First free throw up and good. It's a foul on, I don't believe they call it technical, but it is a foul on New York, and Jackie Young averages 17 a game. She makes the second free throw. She has 22 in the first half. What a performance she is putting on. And Stewart, did we get an illegal screen on Liberty? We sure did. Ionescu not pleased with that decision. Chris DeMarco providing encouragement from the sideline. Aces with the ball up by 4. Minute 47 to play in the second. Jackie Young now over to Gray. Young. Talbot was calling for it. It's Young on the right wing, 8 to shoot. Ball deflected, somehow into the hands of Wilson. Now Lloyd for 3. That one will not go. Steer grabs the rebound. 85 seconds to play until halftime. Here is Ionescu. Here is Ionescu now. It's Stewart. Stewart now trying to work with it. 7 to shoot. The steer with 3 has to put it up. It rims out. Wilson corrals the rebound and then laid down. A foul committed. 1:03 to go in the second. 4-point lead for Las Vegas. Minute 3 to go. First free throw, good for Wilson. And as the rules dictate, she'll get another. 49-44 lead for the Aces. Second free throw, also good. The lead now is a half dozen as we approach the final minute of this opening stanza. Opening half, I should say. Here is Ionescu. Stewart fakes the 3, driving, and misses the layup. Misses the running layup. Rebound, Wilson. Now here's Gray. Gray at breakneck speed. A zig, a zag, a pass, and did try to do a little too much, and he got picked off in the end. Liberty want to run. 3 ball, left wing. No. Rebounded by Smith. And now up ahead, it's Wilson on the break. Poked from behind by Ionescu. Stayed with the Aces, though, with 30 seconds left. Gray looking for the inbound. Gets it to Wilson. Gray. Smith. Tried to save it. Wilson with 12 to shoot. Wilson in the paint. Got it. Great shot by Wilson. 2 more for her. And it's now 52-44. Fonteau, largest lead of the night for the Aces. Fonteau at the floor. Liberty going to hold for the last shot. Down to 10 seconds. Fonteau with it. Great defending. Now the screen set. Fonteau wraparound. Picked off Smith with 2 seconds. 1 second left. Here's Young from half court. No. You wouldn't have bet against that one going in the way everything was dropping for in the first half. But a little too strong. But what an impressive opening 20 minutes from the Aces and a good strong end to the second quarter. And that'll take us to halftime with our score. The Aces 52 and Liberty 44. Halftime activities coming up next as you listen to our coverage of the WNBA. You see the score on your screen, 52-44, the lead for the Las Vegas Aces, as they lead the New York Liberty at halftime in this battle of WNBA heavyweights tonight. And Seth Eaves back with you here on this Thursday night. Let's get you caught up and take a look at what else is happening across the WNBA and the sporting world, for that matter, as we march right along on this Thursday night, the penultimate night of July. As I mentioned, let's talk about the WNBA. A 3-game night in the W. This the last of the 3. We mentioned this earlier. Minnesota just keeps on keeping on. Oops, 9 straight wins now for the Lynx. They beat the Tempo tonight. Final in that ball game, Minnesota 104, Toronto 72, 16 for Defisa Collier. The Lynx are now 24-6. One of their game tonight, 2 of the struggling teams in the league met up in Chicago. 26-6 for the Skies. Camila Cardoso, they beat Connecticut 94-88. Tomorrow in the WNBA, it's another 3-game night. As mentioned, we will have Dallas and Washington at 7:30. Also at 7:30, Seattle is at Atlanta. And then at 10 o'clock, Indiana on the road in Portland to face the Fire. Now, of course, the WNBA trade deadline is coming up, and there are some moves being won. Of course, the big story, the one that is gathering the most attention, is the future of Los Angeles Sparks player Kelsey Plum. Rumors are starting to circulate that she could be on her way out of Los Angeles, but she is not taking it personal. Amid growing speculation that she could be moved before the deadline, which is on Sunday, when asked, she told reporters, quote, "The thing about professional sports, it is its business. At the end of the day, people have to do what's best for them, and I respect that. And I'm not taking anything personal. For me, I'm going to be where my feet are." She has been out of action for over a month now due to an injury to her lower left leg. She intends to play in the Sparks' next game of the road against Portland, which tips 30 minutes after the trade deadline. She said, quote, "I play for the Sparks, so on Sunday, I'm going to suit up and I'm going to give them whatever minute restriction, fill in the blank minutes of hell coming off the bench. I'm actually really excited about it. It's been a rough go for LA. They're 10-17. They're in a 6-game losing streak, and without Plum, they are 2-9. She led the league in scoring earlier this year. She's averaging 24 points and 6 assists per game in 12 appearances. Both are career highs. Of course, Plum also had an ankle injury earlier this season. There is concern, of course, there have been she might not commit out of the season. She's been linked among the big team around most of the WNBA would say that she's being linked with is the Golden State Valkyries. Staying in the WNBA, the league announcing earlier this afternoon that 2 of its superstars are going to avoid trouble. Paige Beckers and Angel Reese will not face any punishment after a since-deleted social media post showed the 2 discussing a friendly wager prior to their team's matchup on Wednesday. The W acknowledged today that the post from the league's Twitter account missed the mark. A WNBA spokesperson said in a statement, quote, "While the social media post was intended to be lighthearted, WNBA players are well aware of the league's policies prohibiting betting on WNBA games and receive training every year reinforcing those policies. We recognize that the post missed the mark, removed it shortly after it was published, addressed the matter internally. Said also we will use this as an opportunity to reemphasize with the players involved that conversations about wagering on WNBA games, even when intended as a joke, have negative consequences. Beckers nor Reese have commented on the matter. Well, it was, of course, during an All-Star weekend. You probably have seen the video by now. Now, one more WNBA story before we go to the rest of the sports world, and just a heads up and a PSA. This is not an endorsement. This is just simply reporting of facts. The WNBA has suspended Seattle Storm co-owner Celeste Keaton from attending the team's next 5 home games. This comes after her much-publicized exchange with 2 fans during the Storm's matchup with the Indiana Fever on Tuesday. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know what the story about that is. She, according to multiple reports, admonished a pair of fans who brought signs into the arena in Seattle that supported Indiana guard Sophie Cunningham amongst her recent comments that she's made about transgender athletes and so on and so forth. The fans told a website that the owner directed expletives at them for a sign that thanked Cunningham. Along with the suspension, the Storm owner was also fined an undisclosed amount. The Storm said in a statement today, quote, "We respect the league's decision to fine and suspend co-owner Celeste Keaton. We remain committed to creating a welcoming, respectful environment for anyone who attends a Storm game." The Storm had also apologized for the incident yesterday, with majority owner Jenny Gilder saying the team, quote, "is committed to creating an inclusive environment where every fan is treated with respect." You know, of course, about Sophie Cunningham and all the comments that she made, and it has just been, as the Indiana Fever just continue to be a lightning rod across the WNBA, and they have a lot going on, but they're trying to play ball as we work it out here in the WNBA. All right, let's get you caught up on other activities across the sports world. Of course, the only other major sport going on at this time of year that has actual games going on is Major League Baseball. So we have another busy night across the bigs on this Thursday. Let's get you caught up on what's happening. 3 games in progress. In the top of the 5th, it is San Francisco, the San Francisco Giants, the 3-1 leader for San Diego. The Red Sox and the A's are tied at 3 at the end of the 5th. And the Dodgers have a 2-0 lead on the Mariners in the top of the 4th. Earlier today, plenty of action again. Thursday, usually a day where you have a lot of matinee games. It was the Rays over the Rangers 3-2. Cedric Mullins hitting a homer in the 8th inning to lift Tampa Bay in that one. Drama in the Twin Cities today. Cody Clemens, a grand slam, wins it for Minnesota. They beat the Royals 4-3. His 19th home run of the year gets the job done. Twins win. Yankees fall again. White Sox walk them off for the second straight game. 2-1 in 11. Tristan Peters drew a bases-loaded walk. That is how it ended. Chicago's other team also needed extras to win today. Cubs beat the Cardinals 4-2 in 10. Alex Bregman drives the go-ahead run with a double in the 10th inning. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 3-2. History for Cincinnati's Thrill-A-Minute Elly De La Cruz. He becomes the first Red in franchise history with 20 or more stolen bases in each of his first four seasons. Mets beat the Marlins 4-2 in Flushing today, and the Braves get a much-needed victory. They overcome a 3-run deficit to defeat the Nationals 5-4 in the ATL today. Some breaking news from the National Football League. Deebo Samuel is heading back to San Francisco on a 1-year deal, according to sources. Also, Saints wide receiver Chris Olave has signed an extension that is worth $132 million. And of course, UEFA is apparently going to boycott the World Cup, and CONCACAF is rejecting the latest plan from FIFA and President Gianni Infantino. We'll see if FIFA backs down. We actually have a World Cup without the UEFA teams. It's Crazy to think, but such as life. Notable matches today across, of course, the Europa League and Conference League having having qualifying matches today. Besiktas beat Michelin on aggregate. Other notables from the Europa League today, the Dutch side FC Twente were beaten on aggregate by Ferencváros. Notable Conference League results. Results today. Motherwell advanced to the third qualifying round. They won 3-0 in the night, 5-0 in aggregate over HB Torshava to the Faroe Islands. Also tonight, Derry City falling to Rijeka. Tough one for the New Saints. They lose on penalties to Flora. Ajax, no problem with Vojvodina. They get Shelbourne of Ireland next. So, get you caught up on what else is happening, and it's perfect timing because second half about to get underway. Well, what can you say about what the Aces did in that first half, and in particular, Jackie Young, who had the golden touch. So the second half is underway. Here is Chelsea Gray. Now it's Asia Wilson. Aces now here is Wilson, and a silky smooth jumper. The Aces lead is up to 10 to start the second half. And then coming back at breakneck speed was a steer, and she lays it in. That makes it a 54-46 game. Gray into the hands of Talbot. Talbot a bounce past Wilson. Aces going left to right in their red uniforms, Liberty and black going right to left. Wilson cans the midi. And the lead now back at 10. 56-46. Here is a steer. Now back to Ionescu. Ionescu lobs. Stewart throws one up with two on her. Gets fouled and hooks it in. And a chance at a three-point play for Sabrina Ionescu. Stewart able to just get herself free, and then too close in on her, and Smith drew contact. Free throw no good. Jones got the offensive rebound, though. Finds a cutting, a steer, and a little mini reverse layup, and in the blink of an eye, the Liberty have cut this down to a half dozen. 56-50. Young. Back to Wilson. Top of the key. Wilson trying to move. Wilson with the offhand layup. Good. Asia Wilson. Unstoppable. Just too strong. Lead back at 8. 16 for Wilson. Steer high layup. Good. Back and forth we go here. 58-52. Smith now on the left wing. Smith trying to move. Back to Wilson. Wilson now into the near the paint. Now back to Young. 8 to shoot. Kick out Wilson. Straight away 3. No good. Rebounded by Stewart. Now it's a steer. A steer on a drive. Oh, what a move. Oh, put Stephanie Talbot on skates. Whoa. Timeout Becky Hammond. My goodness. Talk about your French flair. Oui, oui. Magnifique. Folks, it's hard to believe, but football season is around the corner. Pigskin of both the college and NFL variety coming your way on the family of networks. The opening weekend, a 2-week football extravaganza to start the college and NFL seasons. Actually, it's a 3-week extravaganza. We'll start Saturday, August 29th, our first college football game of the year. An ACC matchup as NC State travels to Charlottesville to take on Virginia. It'll come your way at 3:30 Eastern. Then Thursday night, September 3rd, Coach Prime in a critical year. leads Colorado into Atlanta to take on the new-look Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Friday, September 4th at 9 Eastern, last season's national runner-up Miami heads west to start the season against Stanford, who begins the Tavita Pritchard era. The first full Saturday of the year, a doubleheader at 3:30. Boise State expected to make noise in the group of six yet again against the Oregon Ducks, who are launching yet another national title assault. That's your 3:30 game on the 5th. Then at 7:30, it's Clemson and Louisiana State, the much anticipated and valued debut for LSU head coach Lane Kiffin. Then Wednesday night, September 9th, remember, we have a Wednesday night NFL opener this year, the first game of the new NFL season, a rematch of last year's Super Bowl as the Patriots meet the Seahawks from the Pacific Northwest. Thursday, September 10th at 8:30 Eastern, the NFL in Melbourne. Two Super Bowl contenders square off as the LA Rams meet the San Francisco 49ers. Friday, September 11th, it's week 2 of the college season kicking off, and what promises to be an emotional scene, Rutgers playing Boston College on September the 11th, the Red Bandana game. Then Saturday, September 12th, a college football heavyweight showdown at 7:30 as Ohio State travels to Texas. Then Monday, September 14th, Monday Night Football, the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Will we see Bo Nix? Will we see Patrick Mahomes? That remains to be seen. By the way, Brianna Stewart moments ago passing Candace Parker to move up on the WNBA's all-time scoring list. Congratulations to Stewart as she continues to move up that list. Steal. A steer misses the layup, and then a foul, and Gray I believe it's her that committed it. They're going to review cited. Maybe trying to see if there's an intentional foul here. So we'll see what happens here. Let's see what kind of call we're going to get here. So Becky Hannon with a challenge. So now so Aces get the ball back after the challenge. They lead it by 4. Here is Talbot. And, oh, great move by Smith. Great finish by Melissa Smith to a 6-point game. Jonquel Jones, and that's an offensive foul on her. Or I think it's a legal screen on a steer, so we'll go back the other way with the Aces. 7:19 to go, third quarter, and a 6-point lead for the Las Vegas Aces. Now, Aces looking for some help here, looking to add to it. Lloyd, 3, no good. Liberty in transition, a high arcing 3. Rebecca Allen. High arcing for the right quarter, cuts it to a 3-point game. 13 for Allen. Wilson drives, right side jumper. Not there. Ionescu trying to save it as she was getting the rebound, and she got hit. And four fouls going now on Melissa Smith. 3-point lead for the Aces. The Liberty have the ball. Ionescu on the right wing. 7 on the timer. Bounce pass inside to Jones. Jones knifes in. It scores. Great work by Jonquel Jones. It's a 1-point game. Up the floor. 1-point game. Jones 6 points. Wilson. Boy, she has an answer every time, doesn't she? Hits the free throw line jumper. 62-59. Stewart as we near 6 minutes to go in the third. 18 points for Wilson now. Jones now back to Allen. Jones. And a foul against the Aces. And it's going to go on Gray, I believe, with 5:54 to play in quarter number 3. So back we go here. Liberty with the basketball now. Here is a steer at the foul line. Great pass. Ionescu underneath, and Ionescu with a layup. Nice move. And it is a 1-point game again. Now it's Wilson. Kick out. Left corner 3. It's canned. That's a big-time triple. Right in the corner, and it's a 4-point game again. Ionescu now back over to Jones. Jones drives and is fouled. And Gray might have actually got the worst of it. As mentioned, Liberty and Aces will both be in action again Saturday. Upcoming look ahead to the upcoming schedule. What's ahead for both these teams? It's the Liberty going to, they called a foul on the Liberty apparently, and now they're going to challenge it. Both these teams, as mentioned, in action Saturday on this bat channel. Not the same bat time, but same bat channel. Vegas and Chicago to play the Sky. The Liberty are in Phoenix to play the Mercury. Upcoming games for the Liberty. Liberty, Phoenix, then 2 home games with Seattle next week. They'll play these Aces again in New York, in Brooklyn on Sunday, August the 9th. So that's what's coming up for them down the pipe. They also have games coming up with Indiana in the month of August. They also have games with the Sparks, the Sun, a couple against the Sky, and another against the Fever. That's New York's upcoming week plus. How about the Aces? At Chicago Saturday, then Monday, they're on the road at Atlanta. Then at Indiana on Thursday, August 6th, then at Minnesota next Saturday. Only a big one before that aforementioned game against New York. It was an unsuccessful coach's challenge for Chris DeMarco. Aces lead it 65-61. 5:10 to play in the third. It will be Aces ball. Gray. Now to Lloyd. Back over to Wilson. Now, here is Young. She's been quiet in the second half and misses that jumper from the free throw line. Jones with the rebound. Now it's over to Astier with 19 on the timer. Astier now back over to Stewart. 13 to shoot. Stewart. Pass a little too high. And it's out of bounds. And just a little too much mustard on that pass from Stewart. 8th Liberty turnover of the night. 4-point game. Here's Wilson. Young, wraparound pass, tried to get it to Turner. Instead, it was stolen by Stewart. Stewart on the drive now, draws a double team. Now gets it back to Jones, 15 to shoot. Back it goes to Astier on the right wing. Astier down to 9. Astier now back to Ionescu. 6 of the timer. Ionescu, cross-court pass picked off. Intercepted by Young. Long outlet pass. Wilson turns and scores. Originally head back to the basket, then turned around and put it in. Lead back to less than 4 to play in the third. Wilson has 20. Astier kicks out Jones. Jones a triple. Off the front of the rim, no good. Lloyd with the rebound. Young. Gray, nice fake. Gray, 3. Got it. Chelsea Gray with a big-time 3. And the Aces lead is now back to 9. Liberty need buckets. Ionescu, reverse layup. No. She has a chance to get 2 more points at the foul line as she gets for the charity stripe as she was fouled. And the first free throw, all in and out from Ionescu. Second free throw is also good. Second free throw is good. So it's an 8-point game. Aces waste no time hustling up the floor. Missed layup by Turner. But they got the rebound. Kicked it back out to Gray. She couldn't make a 3. Liberty now going the other way. Here is Hanshu, who's now back into the game. Here is Ionescu. 8 to shoot. Ionescu off balance 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound, tapped around, fought forward, grabbed by Gardner. Gardner now in trouble, and she's fouled by Gray, and Gray is beside herself. She cannot believe that call. Neither can about the 9 or 10,000 inside the arena in Las Vegas that are partisan to the Aces. I gotta be honest with you. I think Chelsea and those Vegas fans might have a point. That's Gray's 4th foul. First free throw is good. by Rebecca Gardner. Your pro from UCLA, 30 year, I should say, with the WNBA, 36 year from Palm Springs, California. The all-rookie team back in 2022. A WNBA rookie, of course, spent many years playing overseas. Turner to Wilson as the Aces come back up the floor. Wilson, turn around, and a foul called as she missed that turnaround jumper. Foul on Stewart, and Wilson goes to the line with 2:32 to play in the third quarter. So here comes A'ja Wilson at the charity stripe, trying to add to her 20-point and 6-rebound night. First one's good. Second one is no good. Rebounded by the Liberty, down by 7. Stewart. Now back to Ionescu. Ionescu now over to Johannes. Johannes now to Xu. Xu, a 3. Tried to, I thought it was going to be a banker, but it's off the heel, no good. And then we get a held ball, and the play that's going to favor out of bounds was Young. And that's going to give the ball back to the Liberty. With 2:13 of the third, New York down 7 in this monster matchup. It was actually a held ball, so it's going to be a jump ball, and that jump ball at the free throw line won by the Aces. Young on the right wing, and Young loses the basketball. Stolen by Gardner. Gardner, top of the key, now meanders to the right wing. Gardner bounce pass. Stewart, 13-footer, good, just inside the painted area. Stewart hits that mid-range jumper, cuts it to 5. 71-66 Vegas. Here is Evans, 15 now for Stewart. 1 rebound shy of a double-double, 15 and 9. Young with 8 to shoot. Double team, gets it to Wilson. Wilson at the free throw line, it's good. Never any doubt for A'ja Wilson. Lead back at 7. Here comes New York now with Gardner. Gardner now to Stewart. Stewart handles the basketball top of the key, 9 to shoot. Bounce past Johannes. Now back over to Gardner. 5 to shoot. Gardner knifes in. Missed the layup. Rebound Aces. Nearing a minute to play in the third. Evans trying to drive. Evans kicked it back out. Wilson with 13 to shoot. Young now trying to drive the paint. Young in a world of trouble. Wilson straight away. 3 in your eye hole. A'ja Wilson. 10-point lead for the Aces. 16 points in the third and 26 for the game. Xu with it now. 11 to shoot. Kick out. Corner 3. Good. Fato with an answer. Lead now at 7. Wilson. 6-3 of the game for the Liberty. Now let's ask. Got a 6-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 9 on the timer. Evans. Wilson. 4 to shoot. Wilson on the attack. Scores. Too easy. Way too easy. Liberty have it going up the other way. Fato with 3 seconds. Fato driving the lane and somehow got that one to go. 1.8. Here's a long pass. Here's Lloyd from half court. Off the front of the rim. And that'll take us to the money quarter. And speaking of money, money time. A'ja Wilson usually shows up about then. And she showed up big time in the third quarter. Aces lead at 78-71. Back for the final 10 in just a moment. Well, the royalty in the W, you're talking about 16 All-Star appearances, 12 All-WNBAs, 6 WNBA MVPs, 6 WNBA titles, and 4 WNBA Finals MVPs. That's the combined stat line for Breanna Stewart and A'ja Wilson. And these two queens of the W have treated us to their epic battle tonight. How will it end? Wilson's team up 7. It's Wilson's Aces up 78-71 on Stewart's Liberty. Now, there was a technical foul, apparently, at the end of the third. And so, a technical free throw made by Jackie Young. So that's how the quarter begins. Now Liberty will have the ball down by 8, 79-71. Stewart. And Stewart turns it over. Great move. Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a 79-71 lead for the Las Vegas Aces. I'm Seth Eaves. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the WNBA tonight. As we get back into gear. Action tomorrow night. Doubleheader Saturday plus a game on Sundays. This little foul here with 9:39 to play. Now here is, oh, what a nice no-look pass from Young. And then Smith. And Smith's foul. Gardner committed that foul. So, former Baylor Bear will go to the charity stripe. And the first free throw is good. That's a 9-point game. Now a chance to make it a 10-point lead for the Aces. And it is good. 10-point game, 9:29 to go. Stewart, long inbound pass, triggered in, gets it to Allen. Allen now back over to Fato. Fato, top of the key, 12 to shoot. Now trying to move. Fato with Smith defending. Fato dribbles around. Stewart with 7 on the drive. Wilson, nice step back. Stewart, jumper is off the bar. Rebound gathered in by Smith. Aces with the ball up by 10. Smith drives, no. And then Lloyd missed the layup. Becky Hammond beside herself. She wanted a foul. Back the other way. Gardner lays it in. And the lead now down to 8. I mean, Becky Hammond is still working the ref on that foul call. Step back 2, in and out. Rebounded by Stewart. Liberty down 8. Stewart, pull up 3. Ho! Stewie, baby, what a 3 ball. Didn't even think about giving it up. And will victory be the Liberty's yet? Stewie hopes so. 81-76. With 8.5 to go. Never count Breanna Stewart and New York Liberty What a great game this has been, and Now a chance here for... Still a chance for the Liberty to maybe steal this game. Who knows? 81-76 Aces. One-point game. We continue to Becky Hammond still just absolutely frustrated. A 5-point lead for the Aces. Becky Hammond in 5 years has won 73% of her games. And it's just absolutely remarkable what she's been able to do as head coach of this Aces team, and a threat to win another championship again this season. Many people think it could be one of 3 teams that win the trophy at this time: the Aces, Minnesota, and Indiana. Now, whether you believe Indiana maybe is a media creation of that, who knows? Minnesota, though, definitely. Cheryl Reeves' team absolutely rolling at the present time. Chelsea Gray turns it over. And now here comes Stewart. Missed the layup. The Liberty got it back, though. 8 to shoot, and now a foul? Yes, a foul with not a timer. Well, Brianna Stewart's sending a message. If she has the basketball, everybody get out of the way. I'm here to take over. The last 2 times she's had the ball up the floor on a fast break has been evidence of that. 7 to shoot. Bounce pass. Here goes Stewart. Stewart, jump shot. Didn't even think about passing. Makes the shot for the right block, and it's a 3-point game. 81-78. Smith, left block to Wilson inside. No, but a foul. And 2 coming in for A'ja Wilson. A 3-point lead for the Aces. So here's Wilson at the free throw line and makes the first one. Wilson with 28 points, 10 in the first half, or 18 in the third quarter. She had 18 in the third, or 28. She just continues to add to that total. Both these teams excellent at the foul line tonight. 83-78, Aces lead it. Stewart double team, gave it to Fato with 9 to shoot. It's Fato. Fato driving and scores. Nice finish. Running off glass good. 3-point game. Still a ways to go in this one, though. Here's Young for 3. Boy, she's cooled off after that great first half. And the longer Young came back out to Stewart. Here is Stewart. Passes it over to Gardner. Left corner. Gardner, 15 to shoot. Stewart, left block. Turnaround jumper. Good. Liberty within 1. 11-2 run. And Brianna Stewart is taking over, putting the team on her back in a clutch spot. Gray responds with a mid-range jump shot of her own. 85-82, under 6.5 to play. Stewart now on the right wing. Stewart, jump shot, count it! And one, and a chance to tie the game at the free throw line for Breanna Stewart. My goodness. What a fourth quarter. .24 points and 11 rebounds. But missed the free throw. And the rebound, Wilson. .85-84. Here's a three. That's a big-time three. If it goes, and Evans knocks it down. Dana Evans, 4-point Aces lead. Here's Shue for three. That one's good. From the left corner, a big triple. Hand Shue cuts it to one. 88-87 Las Vegas. Wilson back to Evans. Evans with 12 to shoot. Evans, ISO crossover. Now Wilson, mid-range jumper at the foul line. Left it short. Tapped into the hands of Shue. Liberty on a fast break. Up ahead. The pass was too long. And off the hands of Rebecca Gardner. Oh, that kind of sums it up. Ever since Liberty been behind, they can get close to the lead. Can't quite get over the hump and take the lead. Evans, three. Perhaps a rush and a miss. Here's Fato now. Liberty back up the floor. On the right wing, lob for Stewart. Stewart's got it. Stewart is fouled. And I believe that's going to be Gray, and if it is, that's going to be number 5. .507 to go. Inbound. Stewart gets it. Stewart nearly lost it. Got it back though. Stewart turnaround from 9. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound Gray. Lobbed into the hands of Evans. Here comes Evans. It's Wilson. Gray. Floater in the paint. Rattles it in. Chelsea Gray doing work. 3-point Aces lead. Liberty back up the floor. Fato now over to Stewart. Stewart with 12 on the timer. Stewart with 9. Stewart drives. Stewart, a meeting at the rim, and Wilson denies her. Gray on a fast break. Gray, rush 3. Well, short, but Wilson gets the offensive rebound. Oh, what a pass, and what a layup. A big layup for Jewel Lloyd. 4 minutes to go, 92-87. And then Fato is fouled, but my gosh. Superstars throwing haymakers in Sin City. Liberty now with the basketball inbound. Ionescu back into the game. 7 to shoot. Fato down to 5. I don't know if she knows what the shot is. Fato, my God, that was about 40 feet, way off the mark. Shot that one from Reno. Didn't work. Rebounded by Gray. And Becky Hammond's going to try and calm the situation and take a timeout. 2 timeouts remaining now for the Aces. Lead this game now by a score of 92-87. So the Aces trying to get to the finish line. And the Liberty are making them work for it, that is for sure. Again, WNBA action coming here tonight. Or excuse me, a great WNBA game tonight. And again, a big weekend of action across the league on our channel. So family, here's our channel. Again, Dallas and Washington tomorrow. That'll be a good one. And then the doubleheader on Saturday that happens to involve both of these teams. Las Vegas at Chicago, New York at Phoenix. And then Indiana and Minnesota on Sunday. Las Vegas and New York here, 92-87. Aces lead it with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to play. Aces basketball, they call a timeout, and it will be they who inbound the basketball. Gray gets it into Lloyd. Now Young back to Gray in the right corner. Gray just throws up a wild 3 and it goes! Geometrically, that should not have happened. Shout out to one of the GOATs, Kevin Harlan, for that. My God! Go. Fato at the other end. It won't go. Rebound Jones. No. Rebound Wilson. My heavens. Now the Ace is trying to put this one away. A steal. Fato missed the layup and then is fouled. 2:48 to go. I mean, you talking about just a wild shot. First free throw for Fato, and it is good. 95-88. Second one here. This would make it a 6-point game, and does. 95-89. Under 3 minutes to go. 2:34 left. Young, runner, missed it. Liberty still have a pulse, still have a chance here. They've got to get scores and stops. It's as simple as that. Jones went cross court with it. Gray tipped it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Liberty. 13 on the timer. Down 6. 2:19 to go in the game. Jones to Ionescu. Ionescu, now Fato. Astir drives and scores. Tough two by Astir. It's a 4-point game. 17 for Pauline Astir. Gray. Now to Lloyd inside of 2 minutes. Turner. Young with 9 to shoot. Young. Left side. Young bounce pass. Here's Wilson. Gets Stewart on a fake, but too strong on the layup. And the rebound by Jones. Here comes Ionescu. Ionescu with the ball. Ionescu in the lane. And a terrible pass. Too high for Stewart. And they acknowledge each other. And Ionescu's like, that's on me. A critical turnover, though, with 95 seconds left. Aces with the ball up by 4. Perhaps milk just a little bit of clock on this possession. And an offensive foul. Turner? Yes. Liberty get the ball back with 85 seconds to go. You see on your screen, Liberty are in the bonus. You don't see that on your screen, but you see on the timeout situation, each team with 2 timeouts. Otto now back to Ionescu. Stewart, turnaround. Good! Stewart with a turnaround mid-range. 2-point game as we near a minute to play. 26-11 for Stewart. Here's Wilson. Final minute. Wilson, money time. Can she step over? You bet she can step up. And the foul. Money players step up when the chips are in the center of the table and it's time to cash in at money time. Wilson to make this a 5-point game, and she does. And it looks like the Liberty have taken a timeout here to advance it. Or was that was a late substitution change? Substitution. It was their advancement timeout. Okay, there you go. So they did advance it. And Ionescu falling to her knees. Stewart now gets it to Astir. Astir fires up a 3. That one's a little bit too strong. Rebound, Gray. And Gray moves up the floor. And Gray holding the ball. Liberty going to try and play this out. 13 on the timer. Down by 5, though. I don't know if you need to be playing it out, though. Probably too late now. Gray, bounce pass. Wilson, no. Ball tapped around. Liberty have it. Fato to Ionescu with 20 on the timer. Ionescu, kick out to Stewart. A foul before that, though. And who is that that's down there on the floor? Becky Hammond. 9-2, please. Officials are having a chat. And now we get an official review. 20 seconds to go. See who the foul is on. And who's the foul on? Oh, Boy, man, chicken wing to the face there. Oh boy. $20.8. Now, what we got here? Refs are talking about it. I'm going to try to listen and see what the deal is. Elbow to the face of Gray. And, oh boy. See what the call is. So call stands, foul on Chelsea Gray. She protests. Gray has fouled out of this game. So free throws, and Ionescu knocks down the first. Second free throw rattles in. 3-point game, 20 seconds to go. And I think Vegas is going to take their advance possession. Their eliminating time, whatever you want to call this. You lose a great ball handler in Gray, so that makes things very interesting here. Lloyd gets it into Wilson. Wilson lost the ball, but it was taken out of her hand, much to the chagrin of the Liberty. 17 seconds. The ball can just... Oh, I think it does get the hand of Jones there, doesn't it? It did slip out of Asia Wilson's hand. Oh, wow. Wow, that angle tells me it was nowhere close. Well, now you got a foul. And they do with 15.7 to go on Jones. And DeMarco is still very, very ticked about it. And that angle didn't look like it come off of Jones. So here is free throws. First one good. Jackie Young, who was so good in the first half, now trying to potentially ice the game. Makes the first. Here comes the second. 94% free throw shooter. She was never missing those. And a timeout here with 15 seconds left. Liberty take the timeout. It's 100 to 95. We're back in a moment. Since beating New York in the 2023 finals, the Aces are just 2-10 against the Liberty. That includes the regular season, the postseason, and the Commissioner's Cup. So now the Liberty have it, and a Steers inbounds pass is intercepted, and then a foul. And it looks as if the Aces are going to get to the finish line and take this one, much to the delight of their partisan crowd. Free throw up and good for Jackie Young. 6-point game. Second free throw is also good. Liberty take their final timeout down 7 with 14.4 to go. (102-95). Aces lead it here. 14.4 seconds. They had to work for it, but tell you, when you got Asia Wilson, work can be a little bit easier. So just about set to resume action here. 7-point game with 14 seconds. Inbound to Stewart. Ionescu, an absolute prayer. That's off the mark. Jones got the rebound, and it's going to bounce in for 2 with 7 seconds left. And now Becky Hammond calls a timeout. Ionescu, Reno guy made a mistake there earlier. She was shooting that one from where, Albuquerque there? My goodness, a prayer that just did not go. But 7 seconds left, 102-97. Excuse me. So 102-97, 7.7. It looks like we're ready to resume action here and get to the finish line on this one. Here's the inbounds pass, and will there be a foul? Yes, with 6 seconds left. commits the foul in a 5-point game. And Young with the first free throw. Will make it 103-97. Second free throw, also good. That makes it 104-97. Final 6 seconds. Driving layup, spins in with 0.3 of a second. But that's going to be just cosmetic at this rate. And the Aces take a hard-fought battle against the Liberty. What a game. The Stars showed up when it mattered. And an absolutely fantastic game of WNBA basketball goes the way of the champs. 104-99. They get it done. Jackie Young smoking hot in the first quarter. And then Asia Wilson stepping up in crunch time. Brianna Stewart did all she could to get the Liberty back into the game, but they could not get over the hump, could not break through. And it's the Aces. And now the Superstars, that's good to see. An embrace and a brief hug, and now they'll go back their separate ways. Final score from Sid City. Las Vegas 104, New York 99. For the presentation of Ultimate Sports Media for everyone at YouTube. Special thanks to Matthew Owens and JT for all the help they've done over the course of our time with the channel. I'm Seth Eaves. So long and good night. It's the Aces who win it by 5.